Hey there, this is Soul Deep with Sheila right here at Fairway Hotel. And I know it's been a minute since we were here, but we're back and we're going to be bringing you these conversations on a weekly basis. So our quote for the day is, what mental health needs is more sunlight, more candor, and more unashamed conversations. And this is by Glenn Close. And this platform is basically to enable these kind of conversations to be had. And so joining us through this conversation today is Angela Nsimbi, who is not a new face to this show. She has featured in the first episode, and she is a mental health activist and a mental health coach as well. Angela, welcome to the show.
I'm glad to be here again. Hey! Let me even do this.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Okay. So I know that you are a mental health activist and a coach, but I am also aware that you wear very many hats. Could you tell us more about this?
Some of the hats that I wear, I'll begin with something which is also close to my heart. I'm a mother to 5. And that is something I treasure a lot. I'm a wife, and I'm also a journalist, which I enjoy a lot. And the other bit is also a board member of the local advisory board of Upsides, an EU-funded project, which is promoting peer support work to help people who are severely ill, mentally ill, on their road to recovery. And it is attached to Butabika National Referral Hospital. And I'm also a co-founder and a board of director of My Story Initiative, a non-profit organization which targets to empower people with psychosocial disabilities.
Wow.
Yeah.
You really indeed wear so many hats. I'm just wondering, how do you manage to juggle all of this together? How do you find the balance?
How I manage, when you tell me about balance, now that's a bit tricky, but anyway, how I manage is that I do my work,
Okay.
and I spread it out in the week, and then I also take breaks. I rest when I must, and when it comes, of course, to being a mother to my children, I also explain to them when I need a rest, that, this is mommy's time, and I tell them, please don't come into my room. I have had to tell them, mommy needs her time. So I teach them to respect my time so that I have my space to rest, to refresh, and also send them when I need something. And they can get annoyed with me and say, but mommy, why are you sending us all the time? I say, no, I have to send you so that I can also rest. Yeah, and then the other bit about being a journalist, these days as journalists, we are doing more of our work online. So as a journalist, I'm doing more of writing online, but I have focused my strength and energies on the mental health awareness campaign, which is online. I've really focused and put my all in that. So I'm practicing more of the writing in that line. And also, I'm writing a book about my recovery journey, the healing process after the diagnosis with bipolar. And it's a healing process as well. So it is a space I enjoy as a journalist to write and again, refresh. And then when it comes to other things that I'm doing, especially with this situation where we are, because it's still partial lockdown, I'm doing a lot of work online, and I'm a finalist judge for We Go Health. It's an international organization that empowers patient leaders and caregivers, to help improve health care in the world globally. So I was last year, 2019, and I'm also going to be this year, 2020.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Indeed, that's quite a lot to do. But again, you also really mentioned the aspect of rest, which is very important. So today we want to talk about how to thrive in our mental health. Yes? And I'm sure somebody might be wondering, but what is mental health to begin with?
To keep it simple, mental health is your emotional and your psychological well-being. It's basically the health of your mind, because everything starts in the mind. And also, to sum it up, I want to quote, this is a doctor who said it, one of the talk shows I listened to. I even forget his name, but I remember the quote. He said, as long as you have a brain, we all have mental health. And as long as you have a brain, we are all prone to mental health challenges. Anyone can get a mental health challenge. Yeah. So to sum it up, it's basically your emotional and psychological well-being, the health of your mind.
Thank you for that definition of mental health. Now, thinking about the COVID times that we're in, nobody saw it coming. It's something that just happened to us, and I am sure people were not really ready for this situation. What does it look like, and how does it connect to mental health?
I'll start with a simple video. I'm going to explain it. A very simple video that I watched. It summarizes most of what people are going through or what they've been going through. And there's this gentleman. He was at home, because remember, all our husbands, fathers, sons, they've been at home. They've loved to go to their bars. They can't go. Those who are working can't go. Gambling places were empty, everything, right? So in this video, the husband obviously was at home, and it's reflective of what's happening around us. And his wife got money. And when she got money, she asked her maid, "Nakanwaji, Daddy akola chi?" Then after that, Nakanwaji said, "Daddy alaba TV." So the guys were chilling, watching TV, flipping through the channels. He's bored. So she tells her daughter, this mother, she's preparing her chicken, and she says, "Hey, Angel, nafunye ku sente zange leero katulyeko bulungi." Now she asks her maid again, "Tata, Angel akola chi? Nakugambye akyalaba TV." Then she said, "Hey, he's watching TV." So she prepared the meal, serves her family. But now the maid served the husband the gizzard. In our culture, the African culture, the gizzard is the guy's special dish. Okay. In addition to the other bigger pieces of chicken.
So the bigger pieces are for the man.
This lady was furious with her maid. She said, "How dare you give this guy my piece, my chicken? How can you give it to him? He didn't pay any any bills. Let him not eat it." So she took the gizzard away from her husband. The husband kept quiet. He ate what was given to him. And so, as he ate, he got a phone call as they were still having their meal. Then the wife said, "Take your simu loud. Put that phone on speakerphone. I don't want you to despise me," because she thought the guy was having an affair. So the guy put it on speakerphone and he took the call. But now this guy who was calling him told him, "Oh, at work, because of this situation we are going through of COVID, they have released some money, some extra money for us to survive during this time, since the lockdown has been extended." Oh, the guy was so relieved. So what am I saying? The truth is, family relationships have been strained, because also men, and also us, some of the women, are not used to being at home 24/7. But now, how do you thrive in such a situation? It's again a blessing in disguise, because it has helped us as parents first to bond with our children. Because if you're to ask any parent, you're always on the run. School run, getting the kids in school. You are also rushing to the office, the traffic and all that. This time we had no excuse. We have to be there. So for us to thrive, what I did with my children, we would even do musicals on video clips. They would draw stuff. I have one of my kids, she loves cooking, stuff like that. Yeah. Those are things we would do to engage as a family. And other things that I see that even an adult can do to engage, at least personally what I was doing, there's a heart-to-heart support group. It's a chat group. Okay. And it's to help people have their mental wellness improved and boosted. We would encourage each other on that platform. Would keep in touch with each other, check in on each other, despite the lockdown. So those are some of the things that I have been doing. And on also a personal level, something that I knew I must do is to make myself better. I have to come out better. And so I started looking out for online trainings. And I'm glad to say that I've actually started 2 trainings already online. One of them is to find my purpose. Then the second one is on how to use social media to build a campaign on activism. And for me, my line is mental health. So that's what I'm focusing on. Because without mental wellness, we can't thrive. Another thing that I've noticed, because I've also been keeping in touch with friends. So I have a friend of mine who has a high-end boutique, but she had to close that boutique. Yeah, because she had to close it. Business wasn't coming in, and she maintained 1 branch. And that means it calls for wisdom, because even in the line of business, you have to make tough decisions. Even though you own the business, you have to ask yourself, if you already have 5 branches of your business, do I need the 5 branches despite what is happening? Do I really need them? Ask yourself the hard questions. And then, so what she did, she closed down 1. She remained with 1, and she's now doing online, the online boutique. She has established an online boutique. Yeah, so then also another situation which obviously has caused strain on people, but again, we always have to learn to look for the well. It's even a biblical thing, to look for the well. You know, when your back is against the wall, you get that letter. Because I got a friend who inboxed me and told me, Angela, I'm one of those people who was given a letter to leave work without, going on unpaid leave. And when they tell you until COVID is over, that is a tricky place to be, because basically they are in a kind way telling you we have laid you off. So you have to think, what can I do with myself beyond getting the monthly check? And so what some people are doing now, and I will relate it to what I read this morning, it's from Genesis 20, chapter 21, verse 19. When Hagar was sent away by Abraham, of course, Sarah didn't want Ishmael around and Hagar. When she had run out of supply, because that's what the lockdown has done, people ran out of food. When she ran out of supply, she could not bear to see her son die. So she sat a distance away from him as he was crying. But then God opened her eyes and she saw the well. Now, in these situations where our backs are against the wall, we need to see the well. Where is the well? Because there are opportunities as Ugandans that we are going to exploit, and we are going to realize we have a lot of potential. Now our borders are closed. We are not traveling abroad. It makes us think. Even the masks we were using, with the borders closed, haven't we made masks? Don't you see? So it's going to make us think, what can I do? A lot of talent is going to come out of this. So I don't see it as a hopeless situation. It's a situation of hope. It's a situation where factories are going to be birthed. It's a situation where a lot of stuff is going to be birthed in Uganda. We have young people with a lot of potential, but was it being harnessed? And when we begin to think beyond the confinement of the lockdown, that means we are going to thrive. And by thriving is by also looking at the options we have. But how you also know about the options you have, who is in your circle? Who are the people you have around you? You need people who engage you, people who challenge you to be better, and people you can compare notes with and tell them, this is how far I have come. So companies have to happen, and we have no excuse.
So would you say that having friends around you that challenge you, would that be a factor that contributes to our mental health as well?
Yes, it does. It does, because one of the things that has helped me a lot is also the friends I have.
Okay.
I might not have been able to see them but at least just a phone call to catch up with each other. A phone call, because some people have been also encouraging me, giving me tips on also how to improve my mental health awareness campaign. Because now think about it, we are having Zoom meetings. Who ever thought about Zoom meetings before COVID happened? But now Zoom is like, it's the norm. And whether we like it or not, even after this whole season is over, business is no longer going to be business as usual. It's going to be business unusual. Because in Uganda's history, in so many years, I could say like maybe now the 30 years plus, our hotels are not used to a season of not having international guests, not having workshops. So even hotels are going to see, how do we harness our domestic clients? They are going to start dating us as their clients. So domestic tourism, this is its opportunity to thrive. We cannot say tourism is dead. No, we can make it thrive. So I'm giving all those tips because frankly, as when you have friends with a positive attitude and outlook, it also helps a lot to your mental wellness. It helps you to thrive. Someone who already has a challenge, like obsessive compulsive disorder, these are people who are obsessed with clean environments. Already they were with the obsession. Now, everywhere they are turning, radio has converted to their style, television, internet everywhere, every advert, wash your hands. So the truth is it can increase anxiety because already they were doing it and it's an obsession already. So it is making them even more anxious. But of course, because of you have to keep safe, is you have to also have your mask on, right? Which is challenging, but you still have to be mindful that I have to remain safe and also avoid taking your children out there and exposing them. But the situation of COVID has heightened the situation of mental health challenges. That is the fact. Yeah, only for people who enjoy being by themselves, maybe some introverts didn't mind, but for other people it was a challenging time, very, very challenging.